We are living through a dangerous inversion of reality, where leftist politicians and influencers have spent years telling people that federal immigration enforcement is illegitimate, immoral, or criminal. And ICE isn't just criticized, but actively delegitimized. Its agents framed as thugs, and its authority treated as optional. And then everyone acts shocked when someone gets hurt. What happened in Minneapolis was tragic, but it was also preventable. And refusing to acknowledge that matters, because when you tell people that federal law enforcement has no jurisdiction or authority, you are not protesting, you are radicalizing them into believing they can interfere with armed agents during live operations, which is reckless and dangerous. ICE raids are not debates. They are high-risk law enforcement actions with unknown variables, and you do not get to insert yourself into that environment because you disagree politically and then pretend your choices have no consequences. I'm not neutral about this. I believe in Western liberal democracy. I believe borders matter, and I believe states have the right and obligation to enforce their immigration laws, because borders are how law, public safety, and social trust function. And without enforcement, citizenship becomes meaningless and democracy collapses. ICE agents are legitimate federal law enforcement officers with arrest powers, the authority to detain, secure an area, and act in self-defense when they reasonably perceive a threat. And that does not place them above the law, it places them within it, with accountability precisely because legitimacy exists. Interfering with law enforcement during an active operation is illegal whether you like the law or not, and pretending that civilians can block vehicles, ignore commands, or escalate confrontations because they disagree is not principled dissent. It is delusion. You also cannot equate ideological political violence with a split-second law enforcement decision made in a volatile situation, because collapsing that distinction cheapens real violence and criminalizes the very idea of law enforcement. ICE is hated not because it is uniquely flawed, but because it enforces Western norms like borders, sovereignty, and consequence. And that is why the left will scream no matter what it does, because the objection is not to specific actions, but to America existing as a nation-state. Nobody deserves to die over politics, but denying responsibility, context, and the legitimacy of law enforcement does not honor the dead. It ensures more tragedy, and I will always support the West, defend liberal democracy, and refuse to pretend that enforcing immigration law is evil simply because a loud minority hates borders. Tragedy does not automatically mean injustice. Sometimes it simply means reality collided with ideology, and reality always wins. You can read more about this story on the public server Substack. A link will be included in the description of this video.